I am Courtney Clampitt. This is my year update. I live in Elkridge, Maryland. I am a speech language pathologist by trade. So I have full-time working outside of the home. I also have two children who are 9, and my son will be 6 tomorrow. So busy mom, coach my daughter's soccer team, and I have a husband who, helps me do all the things as well. I was diagnosed with breast cancer in November of 2019, and that was 6 months after I had my son. So prior to starting the program, I was pregnant, nursing, then all of a sudden I'm starting chemo, then I have mastectomy, so, big body changes, then starting medications to put me in medical menopause, and just a bunch of different side effects from different medicines and things like that too. Different food limitations on certain things I could eat and things that my body wouldn't tolerate. Obviously lots of fatigue from side effects, whatnot. So just lots of changes in my body for a number of years. I think hormonally my body must have been like, what the heck is going on? I was just in a place where I had gained a lot of weight. I had no energy. I was having, body aches, just different limitations that they weren't in my plan for life necessarily, but we can't always choose what life throws at us. But I knew I had to do something to try to help myself feel better. I needed at least more energy. I couldn't continue how I was, just feeling kind of like being a spectator in what I thought my life would look like. I kind of tried a little bit here or there, but didn't have any plan or any guidance. That's the guidance I'm getting, that it's going to be really hard. So I had been following you guys for a bit, and finally decided to take the plunge. And I'm so thankful that I did. My biggest win is I feel like I have my life back, honestly. I feel like me again. Again, that was a lot of changes for my body to go through. Obviously physically from different treatments and surgeries. And then just the extra weight. I wasn't recognizing myself in pictures. Not just physically, but emotionally too. I wasn't recognizing myself, and I feel like me. I feel present, engaged, energetic. I can do the things I want to do. So yeah, I lost a crap ton of weight, which is amazing. I would have never thought I even had that much, to lose, honestly. But it's really about feeling like me. I've always, been a pretty active person. I come from an active family. So again, this was not what I had pictured. And again, sometimes life throws you things that you cannot control. But I knew I wanted to do the things that I could control, and I had to at least give it a shot. But that's scary. And it's scary of what if this doesn't work? I think that was my biggest fear. What if this doesn't work? Then what? Pretty quickly, I started losing weight, just kind of following the guidance that you guys gave me and everything. So those fears, quickly started kind of subsiding, and it was like, oh, wow, like maybe I can do this. And, I quickly felt better, more energy, everything. So that was really motivating to, kind of stay the course and keep going and, trust the process. And so those fears subsided with the progress I was seeing and the support of you guys and the community. I think the personalization, the support, the accountability, I think the mindset piece of it too, and just the learning, because, you guys don't say, thou shalt, eat this, thou shalt eat that on this day at this time, anything like that. You really teach us, the science of fueling our body and what we need. And, I talk about them in my house now as our fuel foods and our fun foods. And we have to have both to make this sustainable. And sometimes your fun foods are your fuel foods too, but it's about finding that balance that, again, it's really tailored to you and what you like and what you don't like. And even with exercises, the first week or so, starting the program, I think you guys had started me kind of on like a gentler one, if you will, because of my surgeries and everything. And I just kind of consulted with Sarah. I was like, I think I can do more. Like, I don't want to like rush it necessarily. Like, I will trust the process if this is where I need to be. But, she was like, no, like, if you think we can do this, we'll bump that up. And, you just kind of meet us where we are, depending on what's going on in life and whatnot. So I think that's different. And it's, again, it's the lifestyle. It's not an endpoint. And you teach us how to navigate those ups and downs that are going to come with life. The all or nothing, kind of mindset. It's not, you're not either all in or all out. There may be a day or a meal when you're all out, but it's okay. You just jump back in. I think I've learned a lot mindset wise that I you can translate to life in general too. This is about like weight loss and being healthy and, fit and everything, but there's like lessons that we learn that I can apply elsewhere. Gap versus gain, focusing on, how far you've come, not necessarily like where you still need to get to. Like there's always going to be somewhere to get to. And if you're constantly just chasing that and not recognizing the other part, like you're missing out on like all the great things. So I think, in that, I think I feel like I can really, do anything. I'm a pretty goal driven person. You guys also taught me how to like shift goals a little bit because, coming up with a number was kind of hard for me. Because for me, it was really more about a feeling than a specific number. So you helped set tangible goals, things to still work towards that I could, measure against and be like, okay, yeah, I can see that progress. So being able to apply that to my own life too, in other ways, I think has, changed, my mindset in general. Like 10 years prior, I had utilized my Fitness Pal a little bit, but I didn't really know how to utilize it. So it wasn't anything that I ever stuck with or was really effective for me. I was used to doing, high intensity interval training classes for an hour, cardio, or, I want to drop a few pounds. Let me just start running again a little bit. And those things weren't necessarily working, nor was I like consistently sticking with them, so it was like, okay, well, I'm going to work out today. And then it's like, okay, well, let me just sit here and scroll. And what am I going to do? And, I had no plan. So I felt like I spent more time trying to decide what I was going to do than actually like doing something. So that made this so nice. Took the decision fatigue out of it. It was like, okay, I'm going to wake up, I'm going to exercise. This is what I'm going to do. Perfect. I can do it. I just got to show up. So that was huge. Favorite part of the program. All of it. The plan really helped me. Again, just having the guidance, having the support when I wasn't sure if I was, doing what I'm supposed to do, whatnot, but you guys are always accessible. I think that, and the community. The community has been a big source of inspiration. Seeing people post their wins, seeing people post their non-scale wins to me I love those, because again, I think that's part of that gap versus gain mindset. And we really need to take the time to appreciate those things and those things that are meaningful to us. And I think it helps us recognize those in ourselves when we don't always take the time to do it. So yeah, I think the community, the support, those have been, and just the plan. I would say if you are serious and you want to make a change, like do it. I don't have any doubts that this can't work for someone. It takes personal accountability. You have to show up. You guys can't do it for us, but you're going to make it as easy as possible for us to be able to do it. You're going to be there to, pick us up if we, fall off, you're going to help us succeed. That's the goal. But anybody can do it. I was told it would be, twice as hard as before. In the 12 weeks, I was committed. I lost 27 pounds. That's freaking insane. And I've been able, I've lost another 20 or so, and I've been able to sustain that. And, starting to, I'm in what's you guys call the reverse burn. So I'm increasing my calories back up a little bit. So now I have a little bit more playroom. So I'm still learning, how to navigate with the extra calories. Cause I want to, make sure I'm still using my fuel foods and not all fun foods, but I have a little more room in where I can use those. So there's still just lots of learning and growth. People ask me a lot, what am I doing? And I'm like, good old fitness and nutrition. Like a guy at work, he's been trying to lose weight. He's like, I've been, snacking on the nuts. And he's like in my office as I'm eating this like pretty big wrap and it's got chicken and salad, lettuce and everything. And I was like, okay. I was like, well, you're like half handful of nuts is like the same amount of calories as this big wrap that I have here. So, you could eat this for your snack instead. And he's like, no, but the nuts are healthy for you. And I'm like, right. But they're a good source of like fats. He's like, no, protein. And I'm like, no, not really. But so just learning all of those things, it makes such a difference in how you fuel your body and understand the fuel. Something resonated with me the other day that I saw of, I'm not chasing my skinniest self, I'm chasing my strongest self. And that like really, I was like, yes, like that is it. And that is what this is about. And to me, strongest is defined as like physically, mentally, and emotionally. And I think you guys hit all of those components, which is so important. Because if you don't address all three of those areas, like I don't think it's not a full package. It's not addressing all of the things in life. And you guys really hit all of those to make us our strongest self.